episode of Hubris Syndrome, we're talking about superheroes. Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 has been out for a little bit now, and I loved it. Absolutely loved it. But I've been thinking, it's been a couple weeks now since I saw it, and it's still on my mind. I keep thinking about it, which leads me to believe I love it. I love the movie because I keep thinking about it. But I want to run around in that world. Where is the movie tie-in video game? Where is the Nebula Drax Uneasy Alliance smashing through enemies brawling game? Where is that? It's not happening. We got a loose Telltale spin-off, not even connected with these movies, and it made me think. And then I looked ahead to the future, and I see Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man Homecoming with Iron Man. Where is the Spider-Man co-op game where one person is Spider-Man, the other person is Iron Man? You're doing all these crazy combos. It's not coming. So we're gonna go look back at a couple movie tie-ins and a couple superhero games. Let's just talk. So we're talking about superhero games, we're talking about movie tie-ins, or non-movie tie-ins. But first, I want to give a quick shout out to the X-Men arcade game. Excuse me for the lack of footage shown here, because it's delisted. Blame Konami. Blame them for everything. It's probably not their fault this time, but X-Men arcade game, it is delisted from the store. You can no longer download that game, unfortunately. But I do want to give it a shout out because it is one of my all-time favorite beat 'em ups, and it's one of my favorite superhero games. I can remember playing that 6 players in the arcade, a 6-player co-op game, just looking down the line at 5 other strangers coming together as the X-Men, just wreaking havoc on Blob and Pyro and Magneto. There was really nothing in the arcade like that. Next up, whoever saw this one coming? Spider-Man 2. Spider-Man 2 on PlayStation 2, one of the greats. Swinging in this game just feels right. You're in so much control, but it's not dubbed down or easier. You gotta master this. You gotta master your trajectories, as Kyle Bossman would say. You gotta master your angles, when to shoot the web, when to start turning, because some of those New York streets get pretty cramped. There's a lot of hard right angles. I absolutely love swinging through New York in this game. And it's an older game. You look back, it's on PlayStation 2, and despite New York City looking kind of barren in this game, it has a personality, it has a tone, because right out of the gate, within the first 20 minutes of this game, you're going to the arcade, you're going to the pizza parlor. These are buildings within this world that have people that you can talk to, and it just builds the city up as a person, as a living thing. And it's crazy that this is a movie tie-in game. Even in the intro, Tobey Maguire spouting out dialogue. And not watching the movie for so long, it was a cool connection to kind of pop this game in and swing around for a bit. And it made me think of Spider-Man 2, the movie, and it's just kind of an extension of that. And I love Spider-Man 2.
This is the city I protect, New York City. It's my home. My playground, my responsibility.
So this next one's fun, and it is a very loose interpretation of the movie and the comic books, kind of combining the two, and I think this was a great approach. The Punisher. Thomas Jane, the actor who played him in the movie, reprises his role. He does the voice acting, and the game is allowed to breathe by not being beholden to the film. Frank Castle busts into crack houses. He's dealing damage with a shotgun. Don, give me some shotgun kills. Give me like 4 of them in a row right now.
Hey, anything, just name it.
Just some brutal shotgunning in this game. There's also some interrogation tactic, interactive environments where you can interrogate people. It's just got that old school feel. It's kind of like Max Payne-esque. You can dive, but there's no bullet time. And it's just fun being the Punisher. I think back to the old Sega Genesis beat-em-up game, that underrated gem of a beat-em-up. The Punisher and Nick Fury, two-player co-op beat-em-up. The Punisher. Check it out. But it's just so fun being able to be him and take out criminals in bloody, brutal fashion, unlike somebody, a little more sane, a little more chill, like Batman or Spider-Man. Someone who's gonna just incapacitate their enemies. No. Punisher's going for the kill. He is feeling the kill. Next up, you want to talk about feeling the kill. Feeling the kill. Wolverine feels all of them. X-Men Origins Wolverine. Thank you. Thank you, movie, for giving us this game. Because that movie is a train wreck. It is terrible. It is retconned in my brain. Sabretooth is not Wolverine's brother. Deadpool is not some weird super mutant closed mouth I-beam thing. No. Forget the movie. Forget it. But this game, this God of War style game, if you have not played X-Men Origins Wolverine, check it out. Another one that's delisted, there's something going on with the X-Men, some kind of backdoor shady deals, because I tried to find this thing on PSN and Xbox Live, not there. Had to go find a used copy, picked one up. But the reason I love this game so much, because look at this game. Look at how brutal and bloody and unforgiving Wolverine is in this. This came out in 2009, everybody. It took 8 years. 8 years from this moment for Hugh Jackman to do that on the big screen. It took all the way until Logan. Can you imagine if we got a movie tie-in game to Logan? In my mind right now, I'm thinking Last of Us style Logan game, post-apocalyptic. You're like scrounging for meds to give to Professor X, and you just have these slow, meaningful, intimate encounters. I know some of you are laughing right now because I love those words, but I cannot even handle the idea of a Logan video game. And that's what I love about this game, is that it's taking the essence of Wolverine, forgetting the movie. I mean, it's putting in the plot kind of in there a little bit, but it's still taking the essence of Wolverine and doing something that they weren't allowed to do because of some Hollywood suit. They said, no, Wolverine's a cold-blooded killer. He's gonna rip these people in half, he's gonna cut them limb from limb, and that's exactly what you can do in this game. Last and certainly not least, Batman Arkham. All of them. This is the turning point. This is the turning point of movie licensed games going to the wayside, becoming extinct. I mean, oh man, I'm syndroming out here randomly too. Avatar the game? Swimming in sixes, but you got to run around Pandora and look at things and do cool things. And after seeing Avatar the movie, I wanted more of that. And that's what that game gave me. So Batman Arkham, what more can be said about these masterpieces of art? You know, these games are basically a sequel to Batman the Animated Series. I love, it's funny, because I have my weird systems that I need to do where I cannot play any of the Batman Arkham trilogy unless I commit to playing it all. Hear me out, seriously. But this also, I put in these defense mechanisms to protect the integrity of the series. I don't want to overdo it, I don't want to overplay it. So it's like trial by fire. I have to go through the gauntlet to even be able to play these games. I have to watch all of the Batman animated series. I have to go on a binge, a couple month-long binge. I gotta warm up to it. I gotta watch every episode of the Batman animated series, then play Arkham Asylum, then play Arkham City, then play Arkham Knight. If I play Arkham Origins, I might throw it in there, I might not, depending on my mood, depending on my time. But I love these games so much, and they don't cater to any movie or film. They are just grounded in what makes superhero games so awesome. And one of those is, it's okay to be overpowered. That's another thing that I love about superhero games is I want to be powerful. I want to just be so ridiculously strong and own everyone and not even think about what I'm doing. And this game isn't beholden to any movie licensing or anything. They got Paul Dini, one of the masterminds of Batman, created Harley Quinn, one of the creative minds on Batman the Animated Series. They got Paul Dini to write these first two games. And it really shows, you know, they got somebody intimate with the lore, intimate with the character to write and craft this story, and it worked. And they got Kevin Conroy, Mark Hamill, these voice actors. It truly is, it feels like an extension of the TV show, kind of a sequel to it all, which I love and respect. That's it for the episode. I love just being in these movie worlds or superhero worlds, if you will. And, you know, again, seeing Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 just got me. It got me so much. I wanted to be Drax slicing through some alien's belly, or be Nebula and be in a ship and shooting at other people. And I wanted to be in this world. I wanted to explore the galaxy. And then I looked down to Spider-Man Homecoming and I thought, wow, what a great co-op game that would be as Spider-Man and Iron Man. And again, just these games I talked about, Batman and Spider-Man 2 and The Punisher, I love just being in those worlds, getting to explore and getting to be OP. So that's it. I'm at Michael P. Huber on Twitter. You can follow me there if you want to talk about superheroes or superhero movies or whatever, let me know. We're going to be here on twitch.tv/EasyAllies for Talking Syndrome. We're going to talk this episode out, talk about our favorite superhero games. And we're Easy Allies. You can find us on twitch.tv/EasyAllies, patreon.com/EasyAllies, or youtube.com/EasyAllies. We're doing reviews, previews, all that good stuff. And I will see you next week.
It's time for the syndrome.
Luke Skywalker, the greatest superhero who ever lived.